Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be talking about the Jeep Grand Cherokee. Now if you follow me on Mopar Insiders, you probably already know what I'm going to be talking about because my cohort over there, Jared Belfort, did a whole article about the future of the Grand Cherokee on Sunday afternoon. But what I want to go through is kind of a little bit of history leading up to what Jared's article had to talk about. So if we rewind all the way back to July of 2021, we actually broke the news on Mopar Insiders about there not being a WL, or the fifth generation Grand Cherokee Trackhawk. Now, this was Mike Volkman's article back in July of 2021. And again, we broke the news saying, hey, that there wasn't going to be a supercharged SRT model of the Grand Cherokee. And a lot of people were disappointed by that. At the time, Carlos Tavares had just become the CEO. We were starting to see this push for electrification. We started hearing about the twin-turbo Hurricane inline-six engines and how much, there were going to be higher performance variances of those. It's funny because now we know that the Hurricane inline-six won't fit in the WL, and that's the reason why we got the 2-liter Hurricane 4 engine that we got this year. But anyways, it's all this stuff that kind of was disappointing for SRT fans, disappointing for Jeep fans, and disappointing for Trackhawk enthusiasts. And Jared especially, because he owned two of those Trackhawks. If you go onto the Mopar Insiders YouTube page, there's tons of videos of him dyno testing and doing different tunes with his Grand Cherokee Trackhawks, as well as drag racing them. He did a lot of stuff with those vehicles. So if you want to watch some really cool content on Trackhawks, you can go over to the Mopar Insiders actual YouTube channel. But if we talk about the Trackhawk being not coming or not being put into production, it was kind of funny because within the next few years we started seeing tons of these digital artists come out with their own takes on what the Trackhawk could look like. It was kind of funny because it was just it never stopped, and people still begged for Jeep, hey, build us a Hellcat powered Grand Cherokee, and nothing happened. Again, there was the whole push for basically this electrification movement, all this stuff, and we just thought it was going to be done for real. So this was just one of them that we posted on Mopar Insiders. You can go through and you can see the images. They did an interior shot, and they did this exterior shot of what looks to be an L variant, so a 3-row. But anyways, it was kind of fun to watch everybody kind of what their perception of what a 5th generation WL based Grand Cherokee Trackhawk would look like. So we didn't hear anything for a few years. Fast forward to this year, in February, I actually did an article on Mopar Insiders talking about the Grand Cherokee SRT, at least if it wasn't going to be called the Trackhawk, at least an SRT variant coming back to production. And the reason why is we started hearing a lot of rumors from our sources, as well as different automotive publications actually asking some of the executives the possibilities of bringing a Trackhawk back, and they never said no. And then we started hearing rumors that hey, it's being milled around in the rumor mill, hey, they're looking at doing it. So we posted the article, and again, we hadn't heard anything, and that was in February, officially from Jeep or SRT about a vehicle. Fast forward to the actual Investor Day presentation, and Tim Kuniskis lays out, all these new SRT vehicles. And if you look at the Grand Cherokee, you can actually see this little checkered flag next to it. That means that it's getting an SRT variant. So it kind of confirmed, hey, what we've been hearing is true, and it is coming. Now, again, these vehicles aren't due out until at least before 2030, so they have any time from now to 2030, but this past weekend, Jared actually got one of his sources that has been very reliable in the past to announce to him that, hey, they're going to start building pilot models of the Trackhawk, or whatever it's going to be called, at the Mack plant. So if you're not familiar with how the Grand Cherokee is built here in Detroit, it's actually built at two plants, and the plants are kind of next to each other. You have the Jefferson North, or now called the Detroit area, or Detroit Assembly Complex Jefferson, that builds the Durango and the Grand Cherokee. And then we have the Mack plant, which is the Detroit Assembly Complex Mack plant, which used to be an engine plant that was been converted into a basically another place to build Grand Cherokees. They built the 4xe there and a couple other variances of it. But anyways, what Jared heard was from his sources that the Mack plant will be building a limited number of these Hellcat powered Grand Cherokee WLs for pilot production. Now, before you get all excited about, oh, it's coming, it's coming, it's coming, these pilot models are early builds, and they're not anything for production status. Like, basically what these pilot models are for engineering teams to go out and test how this Hellcat powertrain will perform in the WL platform. Keep in mind, there has never been a Hellcat powered Grand Cherokee WL from the factory. So again, they're going to have to go through and do all the validation testing, basically all the fine tuning, putting tons of miles going cross country trips, doing tons of validation testing to get this thing to market. On top of that, they have emissions testing. Yes, emissions have been cut back, but they're not gone. They have to do emissions testing. They got to do tons and tons of work before we see these things hit, dealerships, showrooms. So what we've been told and what we've seen in the past is, realistically, even though these pilot models are rolling down the line and are to be put out there, we won't see something that's production ready probably until late next year, if not middle of next year. If Jeep decides to show us like early next year, realistically, we won't be seeing something roll off the assembly line until maybe like fourth quarter of 2027 or like first quarter 2028. So we still have a lot of time, so don't get too excited. You got time to save up and, start saving your pennies if you want one of these. But, these are just the initial models for engineering to go through and develop this vehicle. Now, the exciting part is for me as a spy photographer, this means I'm going to be probably starting to see these things run around on the road. So I cannot wait to go out there with my lens and start shooting these things. So stay tuned. We're going to have probably tons of spy shots of these things once we see them out on the road. But it's getting very exciting because we know that there's a vast amount of SRT products coming, a lot of performance stuff coming. And the reason why is people think like, oh, it's great, they're going to build Halo models and all this stuff. It has nothing to do with Halo models. SRT is a profit-driven brand.
But it has come to stand for winning. SRT. It's not a brand. It's a multiplier. It turns great products into Halo products. It's American premium. Think about it like deciding it's time to reward yourself with your dream car, but you love the brand in the car that you already have. The formula is very straightforward. SRT will leverage the existing nameplates and investments to deliver ultimate performance versions. We will use SRT across Dodge, Jeep, and Ram to build emotion, excitement, and margin.
It's all about the profit. Stellantis needs money. SRT, you're paying top dollar for these premium products. Yes, they are Halo vehicles. They bring people into the dealerships, and the people that can't afford them might look at other models. But they are profit-driven machines, and that's exactly why they're building all these SRT variances. So stay tuned. We're going to be digging into a lot more of different SRT models coming within the week. Again, I want to hear from you guys. Are you guys excited about a Grand Cherokee Trackhawk coming back to the lineup? Or do you think the Durango should be the only thing? And again, I will tell you, a lot of people since Jared posted this article have reached out to the Mopar Insiders account. Like, will this thing have 777 horsepower? We don't know. But realistically, more than likely. And the reason being is the Durango, from what we've heard, and I'll give you another little tidbit, the Durango is supposed to go through another slight update, and that includes the SRT Hellcat variant getting more horsepower. So more than likely the 777 horsepower. But that won't happen until 2028. And Dodge isn't going to announce anything because they want people to go out and buy their 26 and their 27 Hellcats. So don't expect Dodge to say anything anytime soon. But what we're hearing is these two models will probably have the 777 horsepower variant in 2028. So again, I want to know what you guys think about this thing. This is just a rendering. This has nothing to do with, what we're going to see. But I want to hear what your guys' comments are about SRT expanding, bringing back names like the Trackhawk. Obviously, they brought back the TRX. What other SRT product from the past do you guys want to see? Leave your comments below. Make sure to hit like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.